Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aibus Pitaningsih. I'm from Group 1. Here I will explain about the background and theory in the journal article that our group analyzes. The title of the journal article that our group analysis is Error Analysis in the Travel Writing Made by the Student of English Study Program. Alright guys, in this background, explain that this research was conducted to identify the kinds of error in survey strategy taxonomy and to know the dominant type of error made by the first semester student of English department of one state university in Malang, Indonesia, in producing their travel writing. The type of research of this study is document analysis, since it analyzes written material, in this case travel writing text. The analysis finds that the grammatical error made by the student based on survey strategy taxonomy theory consists of 4 types. There are omission, addition, misformation, and misordering. The most frequent error occurring in misformation are in the use of tense form. Secondly, the error are in omission of noun or verb inflection. And the next error, there are many clauses that contain unnecessary phrase at there. The theory being used by the author to analyze their research is functional theory. Here we see an interaction of influence between the data and theoretical estimates, namely the data affect the formation of theory and the formation of the theory again affect the data. Moreover, the theory used by the researcher is survey strategy taxonomy, which consists of 4 categories of error, namely omission, addition, misformation, and misordering. From those 4 types, the most dominant type found in the travel writing text is misformation. There are 172 errors out of 439 error clauses. Error occur in the changing of past participle or in constructing sentence according to its form. 155 errors are those in omission type. Most of the noun phrase in clause contraction produced by the student will omit its noun phrase. The next error is in addition type for 96 error. In this case, the student mostly write unnecessary words in most of the sentence. The last error type is misordering that occur in 16 clauses. In this type of error, the student did not write the words in appropriate order. It shows that in producing their travel writing, the student focused on the story of their journey without concerning the right structure. Misformation error occur most frequently because the student did not use correct tense in their writing. Therefore, the student should know the tense form used in many kinds of writing. I think enough for me. I'm sorry for my mistake. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Next is about research methodology. In this research of error analysis, qualitative approach is used since it tries to analyze the data qualitatively that use words rather than number or statistic formula in making conclusion. The type of research of this study is document analysis since it analyzes written materials, in this case travel writing text. In this study, the researcher used 12 written texts produced by the 5th semester student of English study program of one state university in Malang, Indonesia, which were applied as the data. The researcher chose travel writing text because it belongs to literature course, and the researcher believed that the students were aware of the importance of grammar in their writing. Therefore, the researcher analyzed only the grammar, not the organization of the text. In collecting the data, some steps were used by the researcher as follows. First, collecting students' work from creative writing class. The researcher collected the data by asking the participant to send the text of the travel writing via email. Second, reading the text of travel writing text. After receiving the text, the researcher read it to find out the erroneous clauses. Third, taking the erroneous clause. The researcher took the clauses containing erroneous phrase. Fourth, underlining the erroneous phrase. Underlining the erroneous phrase. The researcher underlined the erroneous phrase in the chosen clauses. There are some steps in analyzing the data. First, classifying the erroneous clauses using surface strategy taxonomy by July by putting them in the table in order to make the process of analysis easier. Then providing the correct clauses that should be used in the text as the correction of the erroneous clauses. The researchers used Understanding and Using English Grammar 3rd edition by Betty Azar as the reference to make the correction reliable. Then, drawing conclusions. Once the errors were calculated and arranged, the writer made the result of the analysis in the form of percentage.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Zulfa Nikma. I will explain about result or finding. The researcher analyzed the error based on surface strategy taxonomy theory by July, namely omission, addition, misinformation, and misordering. This study indicates there were 1,439 errors in the travel rating index made by the 5th semester student. To represent the data, the researchers used a table to present the students' writing errors. The result of this study were 155 errors of omission type, 96 errors of addition type, 172 errors of misformation type, and 16 errors of misordering type. The first error is omission. In the omission, there are two kinds of omission: omission content morphemes and omission of grammatical morphemes.
Content morphemes divided into four parts, namely omission of noun, adverb, verb, and adjective. And then the error occurred in the omission of noun were 29 noun missing part, and it because noun was omitted in the student's clauses. The errors occurred in the omission and adverb were found 12 errors because the clause have missing part of the adverb time. The adverb of time. The errors occurred in the mission of verb were 8 errors. Missing part in because verb is omitted in those clauses presented in the table. The errors occurred the mission of adjective were 2 because the student composed writing ungrammatically, and in this case the students are not stating the adjective in the middle of the phrases. For the next error occurred in the omission of grammatical morphemes. The error occurred in the omission of inflection were 56 because the students does not put the changing of the word form or the ending to show the grammatical function. The next errors occurred in the verb auxiliaries were found 40 errors because auxiliary verb is omitted in the sentences. In the omission of article shows 28 errors because the students doesn't add both the definite and indefinite articles in the sentence correctly. In the mission of preposition found 12 errors, 12 errors, yeah, and then 12 errors in omission of in the omission of a pronoun found 6 errors in missing part of conjunction. In the omission of conjunction found 5 errors in omission of preposition because the phrases produced by students are not properly connected. The second type of errors is addition. In addition, the researchers found 96 errors. There were two types of addition errors that produce students. Those are double marking and simple addition. There were 19 errors of addition type of double markings, and in the simple addition found 79 errors in the missing part of content morphemes. The third error is missing formation. The researchers found 172 errors. It occurred because the students are lack of vocabularies and they just put the word they knew without any caution of inappropriate word or meaning. The last error is misordering. The researcher found 16 errors. It occurred because the student produced the incorrect placement of a morpheme in sentence. Based on the representation of the data, the researchers concluded that the students only focused to how they can produce the story of their writing without paying attention or noticing to the structure of writing English, particularly grammar. Grammar is important in writing because it delivers the message or idea correctly and clearly. Without using appropriate structure and grammar, the students might produce misinformation. Okay, thank you very much for